I'm also throwing out my back. It's just physically conflicting for me. It's also mentally and emotionally conflicting for me as well. I still like to play Pokemon. I still watch WWE wrestling. I'm wearing a calculator watch. Alright, but there's an old man living inside me at all times too, and you can see that guy come out just on a random weekday at Publix at 10 a.m. You'll see him in the produce section, just screaming out to random strangers, "There are no more Today bananas! What has happened to the Today bananas?" And if you know what I'm talking about, it's just like a mountain of green when you see the banana section now. They get you playing in the head now. I chipped my fucking tooth on a banana last week. I don't like these futuristic, progressive bananas. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like the World Economic Forum. I don't like George Soros. I miss Tucker. Okay, sorry, that's the old man in me again. It's taken over just a little bit. I'll get back to young man's comedy. So, does anybody hate it when their favorite OnlyFans model goes away to have a kid? And then they come back and they're charging the same, but they're not quite looking the same. I'm talking they have like bags under their eyes, their feet are swollen, the upper arms, they look like roast beef eye rounds. My least favorite part is his waist is 5 inches bigger, making his dick look smaller, and I hate it. That was a little bit of a body shaming bit, wasn't it? It's okay, I get to body shame because I look like an autistic Tom Brady. I'm 100% on it down. Let's see here. So I recently had to delete my Netflix account. I can no longer afford it. Thanks, Joe. So I am now on the free streaming app called Tubi. It's short for To Be Continued after this 5th ad break during your 20-minute show block. There's a lot of good programming on the Tubi, though. A lot of good original programming. Anybody here a fan of Netflix's Ozark?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you would love the Tubi original Oldsmar. They don't know what money laundering is. Season 1, they're just throwing wads of cash into a washing machine at the laundromat. It's just, they just don't get it. And then in Season 2, they learn what digital assets are. They're just throwing iPads and cell phones off a cliff and Oldsmar. Yeah, I probably gotta work on the factual side of that one. I'm also a big fan of the Real Housewives of Palm Harbor. My favorite character is Darlene. She likes mixing pills and white wine with drama. It's just a very fun mix. So yeah, I am surprisingly, I still try to date. It's weird for a guy like me and the technocratic age of dating with the online apps and all that. I'm on Hinge and all I see is women with unhinged behavior. I have women 5 foot tall asking to only date men over 6 feet tall, and that fucks up the ecosystem. We can't have that. I study social sciences. I know when a problem is happening, and we gotta fix that. And this is what I propose. Like, all of the short kings like me, 5'10" and under, we need to gang up with the 5'7" and taller women and break up all the couples of 6 feet and taller men and 5 foot and shorter women. We can't have those together anymore. We just can't. It just isn't right. Okay, like dating's not working for me right now. I'm only dating hairdressers the exact same height as me, and that's all that's left. And it's weird, and I don't get it, and the entire time I'm just asking them to pull the gun out of their mouth. Like, it's okay. We'll find you a nice 6'5" quarterback. We just gotta kill a 4'9" chick. Or she will. I can't, you know. But let's see. I'll try some new stuff. So, all right, I'll get personal. It's story time. So, I don't do stories often. This is a part of my comedy repertoire that I'm trying to work on right now. So, I grew up in Lakeland, Florida, in the 90s. I played youth roller hockey, and it's just as you can imagine. It was outdoors, it was by the DMV, it was a weird place, but that's what we did. We played youth roller hockey in the parking lot. And unfortunately, we kind of allowed a pedophile to get too close. And don't worry, it's not traumatic or anything, it's just, that's how the 90s were. You just didn't know any better. We didn't know better. The guy introduced himself, he's like, "Hey, my name's Claude." And I'm like, that's a weird accent for a man named Claude to have. That should have been the first sign right there. But I do appreciate that he did his research research because Claude is a good hockey name. But yeah, he was just a weird guy. I mean, clean-shaven, perfect jawline, nice mullet. You can tell he worked out. We actually nicknamed him Claude the Bod, which is kind of ironic to sexualize a sexual predator. It really is, but yeah, I guess he kind of gave up his out once he started, like, he was filming our games. We're like, okay, that's cool. And then, like, but we also, like, we got dressed in, like, this canopy area. It was kind of in the public. Nothing, like, crazy. We didn't have our dicks out. I mean, we were just in, like, boxer shorts, but he definitely caught a clip of that, and then he disappeared. But, yeah, so you just gotta keep those pedophiles away a little bit. We didn't have QAnon in the 90s to notify us. Like, we could have used that. We could have used QAnon in the 90s to stop the pedophiles from filming us. Let's see here. It's good to see people out, though, again. It's good to have people out. It's been a weird decade, hasn't it? It's been a weird one as we nosedive into end-stage capitalism a little bit. Just weird things going on, but there has been a lot of good things, too, I believe, that's come out of all of this at this point in the game. But weird decade. I mean, we have to admit, we've been fighting off this virus that Bill Gates installed a few years back. I listen to Joe Rogan, I know things. All right, and then we still have the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's still going on. I am Team Ukraine, though, believe me, and I'm doing my part by attacking any random white person I see in a tracksuit. Those Russians, they love their Adidas, don't they? And I could get into the collapsing economy and the crippling infrastructure, but I like talking about the fun parts of end-stage capitalism because we've got our leisure on point in America right now. And there's no greater example of this. I just moved over here from Wesley Chapel, and just 5 minutes up the road from where I lived was the first of its kind in America. It was a man-made lagoon. And it's called Epperson Lagoon, and it's been my favorite place to watch the fall of Western civilization. Because we're heading there, folks, and it all starts with the division that we have in this country. When I was growing up, we were 9/11 united, and now we are more divided than an interracial wedding in the South. We have men versus women, Democrats versus Republicans. We have the vaccinated versus Florida. We used to be a tight-knit unit. We used to have fun, and sadly, I don't think we're ever going to get back together again, and I think that sucks. Epperson Lagoon, though, 7.5 acres of pure paradise. Let me tell you about this place, okay? It has crystal clear lagoon waters with perfectly balanced pH and perfectly balanced total alkalinity. It is the place for you and your friends and your family to go to get away and relax and forget about it all. Forget about the fact that we can't afford a doctor here in America anymore. It sucks. We used to have the best health care in the world. Now we can't afford to see a doctor. My Aunt Carol is currently collapsed on her kitchen floor because she cannot afford her insulin. I can't afford to see a doctor either. I'm using WebMD. Last week, I diagnosed myself with a condition called Miley Cyrus foot. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works. I don't know how to get rid of it. All I know is whenever I take my shoes off, everybody leaves the room. It used to be a party here in the USA, and now I can't afford to see a doctor. But what I can afford is an all-day pass to Epperson Lagoon. It's just $10 during the off-season, $25 during peak season. It will get you an all-day pass. It will get you in an inflatable cabana where you can just relax and forget about Aunt Carol. And then you can swim up to the bar, you can get some fish nachos, you can get some mudslides, you can get bombed. You can forget about the fact that small businesses are going under faster than ever these days. Because we're getting taken over by 4 major corporations if you haven't noticed. Facebook, Pfizer, Amazon, and the big one, Arby's. They have all the meats. But before they take all the vegetables too, we can meet up at Epperson Lagoon. The amenities, they're just endless. They have such great physical activities. They have an obstacle course out in the middle of the lagoon waters. You can go, you can get pumped, you can get that heart rate up. You can get on a stand-up paddleboard and just tour the whole lagoon by sea. My favorite amenity is a 30-foot inflatable slide called Slidezilla. You can just climb on up that bad boy and just coast on down to those silky smooth, perfect waters. Or Or, if you really are a sad individual that has lost your small business, you can climb on up that bitch, do an about face, and dive to your concrete freedom. Alright, I have to get back to the dark part of my bit again. A one-world government is coming, folks. Get ready, get scared. I'm scared, and I am preparing. I am dealing with this by learning how to speak the language of Mandarin, because I know that's what they're going to want me to speak. I'm learning 2 key phrases to deal with the new regime. Key phrase number 1, 我喜欢新政府, meaning I like new government. Key phrase number 2, very important for you parents in the crowd, 请不要对我的好少衰啊, meaning please don't take my favorite child away. But before a demented UN soldier comes to your house, kicks down your door, drags your favorite child away to a re-education camp because you watched too much Tucker, you can take your favorite child away to Epperson Lagoon. Alright, it just has such wonderful family-friendly amenities too. The kids can have a blast, okay? They have magicians on the lawn. They play Pixar movies on the walls. They have DJ Kyle Rittenhouse on the 1s and 2s. He makes music for the lagoons. That's what he does now, instead of saving America, because we're helpless. We're helpless, and it's all due to the bad leadership in this country. I think we can agree on that too. Our last president, he is a WWE Hall of Famer. Our current president, he is Zordon from Power Rangers, just a demented old man left in a tube, just trying to guide us to brightness in this dark, dark times. But yeah, anyways, you can go to metrolagoons.com and you can plan the vacation of you and your family's lifetime, so get on it, hell yeah. All right, and then, yeah, I'll go ahead and end on that note. I'll get back to your host, Pat, tonight. Thank you for your time.